Hi guys, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about something that I think a lot of people could benefit from. If you are new here and you haven't watched my self-love video, I would really recommend that, because that's kind of where I got the inspiration to do this video on. So as you saw by the title, we're going to be talking about 5 signs that toxic people have. So I'm just going to get into it, and if you like this video, make sure that you like and hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when I upload my next video. So let's jump into it. Okay, so the very first sign that you are dealing with a toxic person is if they have a victim mentality. Victim mentality, I think, is probably the most annoying one out of all of the ones that I'm gonna mention, because it's so difficult to get through to someone that, you know, not everything's about you, you know, unfortunately. Like, I know that's horrible. When I realized that, I was like, what? My life is just, what meaning does it have, you know? But it's true, unfortunately. Not everything is done and out there to put harm on you or to come and get you. Like, the universe is really, it doesn't work like that. So when people have victim mentalities in everything in their life, it is very annoying, and this is one of the huge red flags of, you know, a toxic person. So victim mentality is basically, you know, do you have that friend maybe that whenever you guys talk about trauma, you know, struggles that you have, and they always have some way to just divert back to them and how the things that they went through is more important than the things you went through, as if it's a competition, as if we all chose the things in our lives, you know, because we were waiting for this moment in time. It's annoying. So when they do that, it really does make me angry, and I've had so many people do this, and I had it very prominently in one of my friends, that I was just like, everything we talk about is gonna seem like a competition, and it's just draining, and it's just something that you don't have to deal with. You don't have to deal with someone that's always gonna compete about who's had, you know, the worst life or who's had the worst struggles, you know. So beware of victim mentality. Whenever you talk about something, oh, but you know, like, I know that I didn't have a father and I also didn't have a mom, and you know, this is why my struggle is greater than yours, you know. Why are you complaining? You had it so easy because I. Cut it out. Don't even entertain those people. Cut them out. If they only have this trait out of all of the traits in the list I'm going to give you, it's worth it. Just cut them out. So the second one is emotional abuse. I know that abuse, physical or emotional, is bad, you know, not one is greater than the other. But if you have someone in your life that just seems to always put you down, always have snarky comments, you know, things like that, that's emotional abuse. If you are scared to talk about a topic because, you know, you don't know how they're going to react, if you are always walking on eggshells, that could be a sign of emotional abuse, and it's a big no-no. Don't even encourage that. And what's scary is that I know a lot of people are afraid to address certain comments and certain things that people do early in a relationship, whether it's friendship or actual romantic relationship. And that is the worst thing that you can ever do, because it's almost like they test you. Do you know what I mean? So when they say something, it's like they want to see like your reaction to it. They want to see if they're allowed to do that, and they're not. Okay, at the beginning you tell them, listen, I don't like that. Like, I don't like what you just said. Like, that makes me very uncomfortable. Don't say that. Don't talk about that. Like, if it's valid things, please speak up. Like, it's your right to speak up. Do not let anyone disrespect you like that. Emotional abuse, physical abuse, just don't allow it. So when someone gives you something like that, like a snarky comments, they always have something negative to say about you or looks or something, cut it out. Another sign is when they also try and treat you like a kid, you know, when you guys are discussing things in general. They always try and belittle you, like, oh, you know, whatever you say, oh, okay. That's emotional abuse, guys. Like, that hurts. That shit hurts, okay? So if you have and you're dealing with someone like this, it's just don't do it. Get out. It's not worth it. You're also gonna make yourself very angry, and you're gonna let that fester, and it's just gonna end up in a disaster because you can get angry and, you know, bold up things, and then one day when they say that remark again, or when they make that comment again, you just explode, and then it's not good for anyone, you know. Just don't do it. Cut them out. That's a sign. Leave. Say goodbye. So the third one is a pathological liar. Oh my gosh, it's weird. Like, it's actually weird because pathological liars aren't just like they actually at the end of the day will believe the things that they're saying to be true, you know. And this can be very dangerous because you don't want to be in a situation or in a relationship with someone that whatever they say is just lies. Like, where's the trust? Like, oh, what did you do today? Oh, I went to the mall, when they weren't at the mall at all. They were sitting at home because they're trying to make themselves look good. Like, it's weird. I don't know. This is one of the signs that I think is the weirdest sign, because I just don't get it. Like, why are you lying? Like, why are you lying at it? Am I the only one? I don't know. Maybe I am. I don't know. But if you're dealing with someone like that, just let them go. Just let them go. Like, let them go lie to the next person, because we don't have time for that, okay? And it's just like, I'm not here to play tootsie with you, like to figure out, is this the truth? Is this, like, if there's no trust in a relationship, in any relationship or friendship or anything, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. The third sign of a toxic person is when they don't respect your boundaries. This is something that I have had to learn the very hard way. You know, when you're growing, and you kind of get out of, you kind of just self-reflect in general, and you practice self-love and things like that. You realize that the things that you stood for back then aren't going to be the same things that you stand for now, which makes sense because you're growing. You'd think a 5-year-old would be able to understand this, but certain adults don't. So this is very, very scary for me. Like, it's weird. Like, it's just like, with them not respecting your boundaries is that they don't want to compromise, you know. And with the compromising is in romantic relationships. So if you say, you know, this is something that affects me, this is something that I am not okay with, I'm not comfortable with, and they don't care, you know, they don't have any method to fix it or to make it better. Instead, they just throw excuses at you to try and they just throw it at you because at the end of the day they want you to change your mind, because they think they're going to have the upper hand. Don't do it. Don't settle for anyone that doesn't want to compromise in a relationship, okay? Relationship takes two people working on that relationship for it to be successful. End of story. I don't care what anyone says, because that's the fact of the matter. It's not 50-50, it's 100-100. So someone that doesn't want to compromise, someone that doesn't respect your boundaries, when you say, hey, listen, I'm not comfortable with that, please don't do that. I don't like when you do this. You know, this is just, it's your morals. And if someone doesn't accept that, and if someone doesn't see any value in that, then they really shouldn't be in your life. So the two things that you're faced with is you either disappoint them or you disappoint yourself. So when you stand on your boundaries, you disappoint them. If you let someone just do what they want and not respect your boundaries, you disappoint yourself. And in that choice, the answer is always to choose yourself, no matter what. You are there to benefit from a relationship at the end of the day, you know? You are there putting in your time, your energy, everything, every aspect. And if someone doesn't meet you with that, if someone doesn't see the value in that, then what's the point? Energy is currency. That's just it. Energy is currency, and you need to be very careful with what you're spending it on, because it's draining. It can be very draining. It's costly as well. You end up losing yourself. You end up losing everything that you stand for, your values, your morals, every single thing. And at the end of the day, you would rather lose someone that doesn't respect you, because they clearly don't. If they don't respect your boundaries, they don't care about you. So you'd either lose them than lose yourself, because it's such a horrible thing to be in a relationship, to be in a friendship, and you've just been pouring yourself into it. You know, you're doing everything that you can, and you're allowing everything that they want you to allow, and you just end up losing yourself. It's not worth it. Like, healing from that is so difficult and so painful. And this is why I wanted to do this video, because I kind of wanted people to take these signs, listen to what I'm saying, and avoid it, because it can be avoidable. It can be avoidable when you practice self-love, okay? Understand that. It can be avoidable when you practice self-love. It is always best to be single than be in a relationship and not get what you deserve and what you need in a relationship. You know, constantly sitting with things that you just don't believe in, and someone that just disrespects you in all aspects of the relationship, it's just not good. Like, it's not worth it to have someone on your arm that just doesn't fulfill you, you know. Get rid of that whole person. Get rid of the friendship. Get rid of the romantic relationship. It is always better to be single. It is always better to be on your own, because you can also try and better yourself, you know. You attract energy. So when you are putting those type of energies out, that is always what you're going to be attracting. And we also have another choice in this, is you don't always have to, you know, let that energy in. You can't say, you know, I'm not standing for that, I'm not going to do that, and that comes with setting boundaries. That comes with standing on the boundaries. So it's very, very important. So if you see someone in your relationship, your friendship, and they don't respect your boundaries from the get-go, there's no change, I mean, understand if, you know, they do something, maybe they forgot, I don't know. People, if you aren't clear enough, or if you didn't do that, if you are in a relationship now or friendship now, and you forgot to set this boundary, you can still do it. You have that right. Okay, that right is still yours. You can, it's never, ever, 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 ever too late to set boundaries in a relationship, ever. So set that boundary today, set it then, so that they can understand. And whatever they decide to do from there, that's the choice that they made. And what you need to do next is collect that data and move accordingly. End of story. So if someone has this trait, someone displays this characteristic, just get out. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth losing yourself for. And the very last thing that a person that is toxic has is that they are energy vampires, you know? Energy vampires in the way that they talk. If everything that they're saying is negative, it's draining. It's draining to be around someone that is always seeing the negative in everything. They're always pessimistic, you know. Everything is always, they don't believe it, you know. There must be an ulterior motive behind that person's action. Like, I don't trust that. Like, that is, it's draining to be around someone like that. And if you feel that with someone, that's a very, very scary. Like, I've had friends that, you know, they come to me and we talk and, you know, about relationships and things. And the one thing that they all seem to say is, just before they end it, is, you know, whenever I was with him or whenever I was with her and I'd leave, I just feel so drained. And that is such a huge red flag. The people that you have in your life are not supposed to do that. Like, they're not supposed to do that. If you have that in your relationship and you do want to save the relationship, you do want to figure out the core of the issue, bring it up, you know. Try and sit down and think, what is the problem? When you have that problem, address it with your partner and say, listen, you know, something is just feeling off. Fix it, because it's important to fix things now instead of them just completely growing into something you don't even know what's going to grow into. So when you feel that you are being sucked dry out of someone, red flags. Do not let that go, because it can only get worse. Things like that can only get worse. It can never get better. Like, time does not heal anything. It's what you do with that time. So when you feel that, the minute you experience that, do something about it. We always try and give people the benefit of the doubt, but we can't do that anymore. Like, they're wasting time, you know, and keep in mind, people can only waste time that you give them. So if you stop, if you say, no, I cut clean, you know, I'm telling you what it is now. If you're not going to fix it. If there's no action in it, then you leave me no choice. And you have to remove yourself from that situation and just be on your way, because it's not worth it anymore. And I remember I used to have this thing where I was always that person that was like, you know what I'm going to do? You do that, I'm going to do it better. And that was completely, like, that ruined me, and it ruined the things that I stood on. So I ended up doing things that I would have never imagined that I would do. So that's kind of you just betraying yourself, trying to prove a point to someone else. The new energy in 2020 and moving forward is removing yourself. Is that how you move? I see it. You do you, but I'm just gonna remove yourself, and don't I'm done the person to death. You know, if this is a relationship, like a romantic relationship, just leave. The people that you associate with, it's just very important, because these people that are toxic, these people that maybe display all of these, you know, characteristics that I just explained, and they're your friends, you'll really notice, if you think about it, that they only come across as, you know, concerned skeptics. Everything they say seems to be a little bit, it has like a undertone of negativity, but it comes off as if they are concerned, you know. Every time you bring something up that you want to do, it's always just, it's coming off a place of concern. You know, are you sure you want to do that? Like, you know, like, there's so much competition with that. Are you sure you're going to be able to do that? Like, those things, red flags. Do not. I'm not just wanting you guys to think that this video is just about relationships, because I realize that I'm tending to talk about situations in relationships, but friendships as well. You know, friendship is a relationship. Like, it can be, the people that you hang out around can be detrimental, or they can help you flourish. So make sure that the people that you're around, your friends, that they're good, that they're not toxic, because those people can bring you down. If you hang around the right crowd, you can do great things. Like, I promise you guys, like, it is always better to be and have one solid friend or two solid friends than have a lot of people that are just always gonna pretend that they're there for you, you know. Toxic friendships, they will mask themselves as friends that are just having like this concern for you, but everything that comes with that concern seems negative. Like, no one has time to be nitpicking and watching people's actions and things like that. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, it's not worth it. It will never ever be worth it. So just please guys, whatever you take from this video, make sure that you take that. Whatever signs that I have just listed, if that person has more than 3, more than 4, I don't know what to tell you, but fix it, you know. Take that data, take everything, evaluate the whole relationship, the whole friendship, and maybe, you know, sometimes we don't want to lose the people that are in our lives, you know. It can be, it's horrible. You build this bond with someone and then for it to just crumble. So if you do see these signs in the people that you associating yourself with, you can go and you can address them, you know. Address them to the person and sit down and say, you know, this is how I'm feeling, I'm just not happy with this, and whatever they decide to do after that, that should be your answer. If they don't care and if they don't try and fix it, get out. It will never ever change. You cannot make someone something that they are not. Okay, end of story. The whole narrative of loving something harder and then it will love you back, or it will do the things that it needs to do. It's not like that. People don't work like that. They're not going to just wake up and be like, oh my gosh, Jessica has been here forever, she is my rock, maybe I should start giving her the respect that she deserves. If it was like that, I don't think these videos on self-love, boundary settings would even exist, you know, because people that tend to go into relationships like this and ignore these signs end up just completely losing themselves, and it's just not, it's not a good life that I want to live, and it shouldn't be the life that you want to live. So please cut these people out. It's really not worth it. It is never ever worth it. Like, these people that are in our lives moving forward need to contribute to growth, and you should do that to them as well, you know. A relationship is give and take, and if one person stops giving the necessary thing that you need in a relationship, the relationship's gonna die. You cannot have someone pulling all of the weight in a relationship ever. Like, it's just not a healthy dynamic. It is not a dynamic that anyone should try and strive for. Struggle love, don't do that shit anymore. A relationship is 100-100. If you guys have made mistakes in the past, learn from it. If your partner doesn't want to learn from it, it's not your responsibility to make them understand. You can tell them what the problem is. You can show them the issues that you guys have, and if they don't want to do anything about it, it's not your job to understand it for them. It's not your job to make them, like I said, something that they're not. Leave. Just leave and be happy. and go and create new things, because you can have different lives in one life. Believe it or not, you can start over, you can start setting boundaries, you can start doing better. And if you guys have enjoyed this video, I know it has been, I try to make sure that it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, so that I don't go and ramble, because this is something that I'm very, very passionate about, and it's something that I'm learning every single day. It is so difficult. It really, 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 really is. And that's why I said, like, self-love in general is such a difficult thing if you go in depth, because you have to, you realize that you have to do things that it's something that not everyone is going to be comfortable with doing, and this is definitely it, you know, having to evaluate everyone in your life, friendships, romantic relationships, family dynamics as well. Like, it's difficult, it is difficult, and it's never easy. But I hope that you guys take this, and I hope that you guys use it, because I think it's a very good thing to use and to try and identify in your own life, because it will save you so much heartache, it will save you so much trauma in the long run. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys have any other content that you guys would like to see, I know that you guys, there was a lot of amazing comments on my self-love video, and I thought, you know, the comments are extremely positive, that I'm gonna continue giving these type of videos, like self-help videos, because a lot of you clearly enjoy it. So if you have any other things that you guys want me to do, please leave them in the comment. You can also pop me a message on my Instagram, which is Jamieleewasheree, and I love to chat to you guys there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for getting like this far in the video, and I really, 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 really hope that you guys took something away from this, and that you are going to use it in your relationships. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.